time to be a hero. Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. We are here once again at Clint's Comics here in Monroe, Louisiana, on 101 Darbone Avenue. If you don't know what that is, it's right across the street from the cell phone place, and it's right next to Skidworks Tattoo, and which is technically on Desert. It's right across from ULM. So, if you're watching this episode and you want to come to a future taping of this episode, come on out. Continuing my theme for this summer, which is a salute to higher education, Louisiana. I'm wearing this Nicholls State themed Comic Hero tee, along with this Nicholls State hat. I don't know about y'all, but I think this is going to be a great episode. And first off, and speaking of which, I just posted episode 76 on late Monday night. So if you're watching this and you haven't watched that, I only got one word to say. Stop! Watch episode 76 first, then watch episode 77. Episode 76 was a great episode. Oh, and I want to thank everyone for the outpour of positive feedback that I got with episode 75. For those of y'all who don't know, that was the episode that I did with Clint and Renee's grandchildren. And kids, if y'all watching this, thank y'all for watching, and I hope y'all like the shirts. So, I gotta ask, any questions?
Questions I walk around in. Questions I didn't drive in. Questions I will...
All right, this is a first on the Comic Hero Show. I mean, I tell you, I have 4 questions. But not only do I have 4 questions, but these aren't just four questions coming from 4 viewers. These are 4 questions, all coming from folks who went to Homer High School in Homer, Louisiana. 3 of them went to high school at the same time that I did, and the other one graduated 3 years ago. But here we go. The first question is from Lacey Camp from Homer, Louisiana, and I've known her, and I know her. I grew up with her brother and sister. Anyway, by the way, okay. She asks, in your opinion, would you go DC or Marvel? Oh my gosh, Lacey, that's like asking me to choose between Coke and Pepsi.
I'll take Pepsi over Coke.
All right, Renee. Well,
That's good Coke.
Then I'll take Dr. Pepper over Coke.
That's good Coke.
well, while I'm thinking about that, Renee, I actually have some Dr. Pepper right here. But that's for me because I just woke up. I just woke up not too long ago. But anyway,
Oh, Well, I got that
There-
in my pepper when I wake up.
This is, oh, by the way, folks, this is why I love doing episodes here. Because I get to have fun and I get to involve others. But anyway,
That's what we're all about.
that's right.
Put it all up there.
Okay, there's some pros and cons with DC and Marvel. I mean, you have Marvel, who has their own movie studio, and they've come out with a whole bunch of movies in the last 15 years. And then there's DC. I mean, DC hasn't come out with a lot of movies on the other hand. And if they have, they haven't really been that good.
With library and Alexander.
And
You got anything else left from that?
And, it's kind of, I mean, I don't know.
I'm looking for like time.
But then when it comes to cartoons, DC used to come out with some great cartoons like Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, Teen Titans, Legion of Superheroes, which I wish hadn't gotten canceled after about 2 seasons. But then Marvel has been coming out with some awesome cartoons as well, and they're coming out with yet another one at the end of next month, and that's Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, they've also come out with cartoons like Ultimate Spider-Man, Hulk and the Agents of Smash, Avengers Assemble, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Well, I kind of have. I think the only good thing that ever came out of X-Men Evolution, in my opinion, was X-23. Because for those of y'all who don't know, X-23 was actually created for the show X-Men Evolution. But Marvel had decided, okay, let's bring her to comics. Which is the same thing that what they did with that DC did with Renee Montoya, because she was created for the show Batman the Animated Series. But Lacey, to answer your question, when I go with DC or Marvel, I'd have to say Marvel, but not by much. And here's why. Marvel has some of the better characters in terms of their powers, but DC has some of the better characters in terms of demeanor. But then but I don't know. Something's really telling me Marvel. I mean, I love DC. I mean, one of my favorite superheroes was the first ever superhero for DC, and that's Superman. But then there are other characters that there are other characters that I like in DC. Like Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, Cyborg, the Damian Wayne Robin. But then with Marvel, I mean, I don't know. Like with Marvel, they just have some great characters. Like Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Black Panther, the X-Men, the recently departed Fantastic Four, which I'm still a little upset about. And my favorite character of all time in Marvel, Spider-Man. So definitely, I would say Marvel. But I would say Marvel over DC, but just that much. All right, this next question comes from Walt Stevens. Walt Stevens from Summerfield, who I went to high school, who was one of the 3 guys I went to high school with at Homer High School. Lacey, I didn't go to high school with her, but she graduated from 2012. But anyway, Walt. Oh, by the way, his dad was the principal back when I went there. All right. By the way, Coach Stevens, if you're watching this as well, how you doing? Okay, if you could possess the Infinity Gauntlet, what would be your first order of business? Holy cow. Man, y'all are asking the tough questions this week. Wow. I don't know. In poverty? Rebuild condemned buildings? I can go on and on. I mean, those are 2 great things, though. I mean, one thing about me, if I had powers, I wouldn't just use them for myself. I would use them to help others. If I had the Infinity Gauntlet, I could probably heal the daggone world if I wanted to. In poverty, not just in the U.S., but everywhere. Great new jobs. I mean, with the Infinity Gauntlet, I mean, I think I think it's of limitless powers. So why go for good when you can go for great? So I'd have to say I'd pretty much make the world a better place. All right, this next question is from Brian Ferguson from Wake Forest, North Carolina, via Homer, Louisiana. Yes, does Superman's strength and powers vary in levels from day to night, like cloudy days? Or if the sun's not out, how long does he stay super? Brian, yeah, you know, again, y'all are asking the tough questions. And I love that. I don't think it does. I mean, I don't think his powers are only affected if there is a red sun. And it doesn't matter if it's day or night. If the sun is out, I mean, whether it's day or night and the yellow sun is out, it doesn't matter as long as nobody messes with the sun. When I was growing up, I used to think the same thing. You know, does Superman stay Clark Kent? Is he Superman during the day and Clark Kent at night? No, he's not. He's Superman 24 hours a day, just like he's Clark Kent 24 hours a day. Actually, really just Superman 24 hours a day. He just uses Clark Kent as a mask. But but the nighttime or inclement weather does not affect his powers. And I've yet to read an issue of Superman where that has happened, so I don't think they're going to change anything anytime soon. All right, this last question is from Chad Blackwell from Woodlands, Virginia, via Homer, Louisiana. He asks, due to your love of comics, have you ever considered starting your own comic book or maybe pursuing a career in a related profession? Chad, you know the answer to that question. I used to, I actually created my own comic book series, but the only problem was I kept changing stuff. I mean, I started back in 1997, and all the way from then, all the way to 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. Well, not 5 years ago, but 2 or 3 years ago, I just kept changing stuff over and over. I was just never satisfied with what I was writing, some of the character designs. So I kept changing it over and over again. And I just decided, when I decided to do this web series, I got away from it. Now, will I ever go back to doing it again? I might. Yeah, because I do have a love, you're right, I do have a love of comics, and and one day I want to, I guess I want to start. Okay, before I was rudely interrupted by a meaningless phone call, Chad, I would definitely love to start back doing my comic series again. I mean, I miss it, and I might, I have before, and I might just go back to doing it again. Okay, that's it for any questions. And if anyone else has any questions that they want to ask, contact info is right down there. All right, now Brian Ferguson, one of the 4 guys that answered the question, he asked the question. Excuse me, not answer, but asked. He has requested DC Marvel fight, and I think and this one is a dandy, folks. On the DC side, we have Supergirl. On the Marvel side, we have Rogue. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call DC versus Marvel. Hulk smash! Welcome to DC versus Marvel. Today, it's Supergirl versus Rogue. Supergirl possesses solar energy absorption, heat vision, super hearing, electromagnetic spectrum vision, telescopic vision, X-ray vision, microscopic vision, infrared vision, flight, invulnerability, superhuman stamina, superhuman strength, superhuman speed, and super breath. Rogue possesses absorption of power, skills, and memories by touch. Who would win? It would start out with Supergirl doing something very dumb, punching Rogue in the face over and over again. Rogue, who can now control her powers, purposely allows Supergirl to punch her in an effort to absorb her power, skills, and memories. After a few blows, Rogue now has all of Supergirl's powers. Game on. The fight would be non-stop and would take up almost every borough in New York. By also absorbing her memories, Rogue learns what Supergirl's weakness is: kryptonite. The fight ends in the office of Lex Luthor at LexCorp in Metropolis, where there's a huge chunk of kryptonite on his desk. The powers, abilities, and memories of Supergirl that Rogue absorbed wear off. Just as Supergirl charges towards Rogue, the latter points the kryptonite towards Supergirl, weakening her. Rogue then delivers a super kick to the Maid of Might, and she falls out the office window and plummets to the ground. Lex Luthor rushes in to see the tail end of the fight and asks Rogue, "Your place or mine?" Rogue wins, and that concludes this DC versus Marvel fight. All right, I hope you enjoyed the DC versus Marvel fight, and if you have any DC versus Marvel requests, contact info is down there. Now then, let's get to your favorite and my favorite segment, Comically Speaking. So without further ado, let's talk comics! All right, the first thing I want to talk about is, and this is a very sad topic to talk about. We're going to talk about it's the passing of Yvonne Craig. For all of you who don't know, Yvonne Craig played the role of Batgirl on the Batman TV series back in the 60s. She was 78 years young. I really don't know of anything else that she might have starred in other than the Batman TV series, but she was the first actress, I believe, to have played the role of Batgirl in any form of media. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. When I was growing up, I used to watch old episodes of the Batman TV series. I would just hope every episode it would be an episode from season 2, because that was the episode that Batgirl was in. Let me tell you, I sat right in front of that TV set and I drooled over Yvonne Craig. And but she will be sorely missed by the TV, not just by the TV world, but by comic book nerds like me. Again, Yvonne Craig passed away at 78. Next thing we're going to talk about is a script for the Fantastic Four that was rejected. All right, now I learned that the Fantastic Four series was actually, like the original script had both Galactus and the Mole Man in it. I think that would have been better. Here's why. You see, a lot of these comic book movies, a lot of times some of these writers and a lot of these writers want to put in, the main heroes and the arch nemesis. Like when Fantastic Four, they wanted to put in Dr. Doom. Keep in mind, Dr. Doom in the comics didn't appear in Fantastic Four until later. The first villain that they actually went up against was the Mole Man. So you got to put that into consideration. And but having the Mole Man and Galactus in it, and now keep in mind, when I say Galactus, I don't mean a cloud like in Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Oh no, this is an actual. This would have been a CGI created behemoth that would have been Galactus, and I thought I just think that would have been so much better than what was in than what Mark Frost had written. But yeah, because the Fantastic Four movie that came out a few weeks ago, I didn't really like it that much. I think it could have been so much better than it was. And the last thing I want to talk about is Geek Con 2015. It's going to be in. It's going to be at the Bossier Civic Center in Bossier City, Louisiana. I'm not going to be able to go, but I just wanted to announce that because I know that a lot of my friends are going to be going to that, and I just want to tell y'all have fun. Y'all,
That's only when you got them.
y'all,
Thank you very much,
and
dude.
I hate that I can't be there, but I'll try to make some other convention. All right, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now then, let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
All right. First up is Robin, Son of Batman #3. Now I read the first issue, but I haven't gotten around to read the second one. But this is an interesting one because he's pretty much gone overseas to he's gone overseas on this crazy adventure, and it almost resulted in his death. But come on, we all know that Robin is kind of superhuman. So up next is Star Wars #8. Now I read I didn't get to read #7, but I did read #6. And #6 was Luke Skywalker versus Boba Fett. And despite the fact that Luke was blinded by a light grenade, he still beat Boba Fett. And Darth Vader is still active. Now keep in mind, the Star Wars series this series actually takes place right after Episode 4, New Hope. All right, up next is Spider-Verse #4. Now this is one of the books that I haven't started on, but as you can see, this is a Secret Wars miniseries within the Secret Wars miniseries, and it stars once again, just like in the Spider-Verse story arc in Amazing Spider-Man, this features every Spider-Man in the Marvel multiverse. Up next is Extinction Agenda #3. Now I've only read #1, and this book mainly features all the characters in X Factor. All right, up next is Justice League #3. This is part 3 of the Darkseid War, and Darkseid's daughter, who is half apocalyptic and half Amazon, has arrived on Earth to destroy anything that gets in her way, but most importantly, she wants to kill her father, Darkseid. Well, obviously because she doesn't know him. All right, up next is Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows #4. This time, Peter Parker's daughter, Annie Parker, joins the fight. Because in this book, which is also a Secret Wars miniseries within the Secret Wars miniseries, a lot of the superheroes are being killed. And I think Spider-Man is presumed missing. So it's up to Daddy's little girl to save the day. Up next is Wonder Woman #43. Now I haven't gotten a chance to read Wonder Woman since all the books came back from convergence break. But speaking of Wonder Woman, if you haven't seen for all my Facebook and Twitter friends, if you haven't seen the commercial that I put up promoting this show, you need to do so. You will laugh. One of my good friends, Savannah Spears, actually came up and told me that she almost passed out laughing. But anyway, Wonder Woman has a new armor, and now she's trying to fight. She's trying to fight both. Well, she's mentally fighting Amazon with folks from the Isle of Themyscira because they're all upset that she won't live up to her royal duties instead she wants to be a superhero. All right, up next is Superman Wonder Woman #20. This is This is part of the true story arc, and I'm still very behind on it. Some of the other books that are involved in it are Action Comics, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. I'm still, like I said, I'm still very behind. Look, I'm behind on a whole bunch of books. Y'all just have to forgive me for that. When you collect as many books as I do, and you have a very tiring job where where you have to like work different hours. Sometimes trying to keep up with some of the books, getting caught up with some of the books is easier said than done. And also, you know, doing this show because other than reading comics, I'm also like doing a whole bunch of production on this show, and some other things like making comic hero tees for myself as well as other customers. Oh, by the way, if you want your own comic hero tee, I'll give you the information. Well, contact info's down there. But if you're a Facebook or Twitter or Instagram fan, you can contact me as soon as you're done watching this. Or if you're just watching this straight off of YouTube, just leave a comment like right below the screen. All right, up next is Years of Future Past number 4. Now this is also a Secret Wars miniseries within the Secret Wars miniseries, and it stars the X-Men, and it is when they're all elderly. Some of them have kids, like Wolverine has a son, and then Colossus and Kitty Pryde have a daughter, and they're trying to escape some of the internment prisons which all the wardens are Sentinels. I guess Doom doesn't like Sentinels doesn't like mutants on Battle World. And then finally, Green Lantern Lost Army number 3. I've read number 1, but I haven't gotten number 2. But I will get to it. But in this book, it's John Stewart, several members of the Green Lantern Corps, and then and then Guy Gardner, who had just ended up some way in the ring and along with them, and then the Guardian named Kronos. But this isn't the Kronos that we think it is. This is a younger version of Kronos. All right, that's 10 I bought, which brings the total number of comics I bought since December of 1997 to 6,925. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. This is the next to last episode of Comic Hero Show that I'm doing with the theme of the Salute to Higher Education Louisiana. It's the Salute to Higher Education Louisiana is going to end next week, and with this one last college, and that's McNeese State University off of Lake Charles. So watch that show. I really had a lot of fun, with all the colleges that I've done so far, this summer, and also enjoy looking up info. And like, for example, I looked up info on just about all the colleges, and I found out that a little less than 6,300 students attend Nicholls State University in Louisiana. And if I represented your school and you're watching this, I'm very proud to have represented your university. Now, there's some colleges and universities that I left out, and it wasn't anything personal. Like, I left out Louisiana College and University of New Orleans, UNO. I left them out. It was nothing personal. I've been thinking about extending the Salute to Higher Education only for about a few weeks. I mean, if y'all want me to do it, please let me know. And please let me know before, in less than 2 weeks, okay? If there's another college y'all want me to do, please let me know. Whether it be Louisiana College, whether it be UNO, whether it be LSU Shreveport, whether it be LSU Eunice, LSU Alexandria, Xavier University, Louisiana Delta Community College. Just let me know, all right? And I'll see what I can do. All right, T-shirts. I make T-shirts for other customers. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make a T-shirt for my cousin Sam Turner in Minden, Louisiana, and I'm also going to make one for one of my other cousins who lives in California. For adults, they're $25. I'm sorry, folks. For adults, they're $12. For children, they're $7. And if you have any questions for the Any Questions segment, DC versus Marvel Quest, topics for the Comically Speaking Story Arc. No. Now, I'm hardly getting any. I'm not really getting any topics for the Comically Speaking. I mean, I want to do. I mean, I don't mind looking up stuff for myself, but I think I would rather for other folks to do so as well. Yeah, but contact info is down there. Wait, just a minute, folks. Hey, Clint. I'm about ready. All right, sorry, folks. I had to get Clint in here to get me checked out. But anyway, I'm Victor Nunley. I'm the Comic Hero. See you next week right back here at Clint's Comics for episode 77, the last episode of the Salute to Higher Education in Louisiana, which I'll be featuring McNeese State and Lake Charles. I'm going to go ahead and pay for these books. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero, and go Colonels. Thanks for watching. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. This is the next to last episode of the Comic Hero Show. Don't worry, it's not the last one, period. It's not the last one, period, folks. This is the next to last episode of the Comic Hero Show that I'm doing with the theme of Salute to Higher Education Louisiana. I have one more college to go, and that's McNeese State University, which I'll be doing next week for episode 78. Wait, excuse me just a minute. Wait just a minute. Oh, excuse me. But anyway, you know what? No, my mom will kill me if I put that up.